Welcome to the HJC Podcast, powered by HockeyJerseyConcepts.com. New episodes go live every Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern on iTunes, Google Play, iHeartRadio, and wherever you listen to your podcasts. Good day, everyone. This is episode 24 of the HJC Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan, and on today's show, me and the writers will be ranking, 11 of the specialty jerseys that came out from Adidas this season, the 2017-18 season. So we will be doing that in a draft style. So it won't be a definitive list. It'll be a mishmash of a list, and we'll compile that in a draft style. We have not talked about our order yet. Following that, Shawn will be on today's podcast, and we have a segment, Shawn's Black Jersey of the Week. And this is a great segment where Shawn chooses a black jersey that he enjoys, tries to defend it, and then we're all going to pile on him and verbally abuse him, which he enjoys. Fake or authentic, we'll hit the mailbag, and of course, Throwback Throwdown, and your chance to win a free HJC sticker. But let's meet who's on today's show. Shawn, you're going to be defending a black jersey today. How's it going?
It's going great. Now, am I a heel, or what am I exactly?
We're gonna have to see how this plays out. See how adamant you are about the black jersey that you choose. See how raucous it can get. You're wearing your new Get for the people who paid for the special video podcast of this version. But for those who haven't, why don't you inform everybody what you're wearing today?
Yes, if you check out the blog, I put a post up, I believe it was Tuesday, sent away my 99 2000 Leafs jersey to some wonderful guys in Pickering, Ontario, Pro Image Sports. And they fully, authentically customized this with Matt Sundin's number 2 guy, Jonas Höglander, on the back.
Interesting choice. You're one of a handful, probably, who has a Jonas Höglander jersey. But good for you, Shawn. Also on today's podcast, Tuesday's writer, Ben. How's it going, Ben?
Doing well. How about yourself?
Pretty good. Anything this week? Anything interesting?
Still in mourning over the Bowling Green series. Tragic. Season ends in overtime. 6 months of off season is just terrible.
Yeah, that's always tough to deal with. I always found when the Leafs were eliminated from the playoffs, it took a round just to recover and get interested again. Do you watch any of the college hockey once your team is out?
I follow it a little bit. It's tough to watch.
Yeah.
They don't put it on TV that often, but on Twitter at least, I like to follow, see who's still in it.
Like the Frozen Four, will you get into that or not really?
If I can. Hopefully I won't be busy.
Yeah, okay.
It's always a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. Would love, that would be an interesting thing to do. Get down to the Frozen Four and watch a game there. I could only imagine being an incredible atmosphere. Also on today's show, friend of the show, Bpoe. How's it going, man?
I'm a little bit confused. Skype is telling me my speakers are muted, but I don't know what the hell that means.
No,
but,
you sound beautiful.
As long as you can hear me and I can hear you, I don't think we have a problem.
Crystal clear. Okay. It's like you're sitting right beside me. It's fantastic. I noticed tonight you're wearing the official HJC uniform.
Yes, I am.
Which is?
Very proud.
Tell the listeners what the HJC uniform is.
It's a turd burger. This one's Tyler Myers, to be specific.
Because you could only get Tyler Myers or Ryan Miller. Very hard to find some other turd burger. People willing to put their name on the turd burger was very rare.
Maybe I'll just strip it and put Eichel on it.
Ryan Gianta.
Oh. Maybe Rasmus Dahlin once they win the lottery and draft him.
These are all jersey fouls except for the Gianta. And that was the only good thing coming out of the turd burger was their captain's patch, which I actually enjoyed. Other than that thing's trash. But as long as Bpoe enjoys it, and everybody else on the HJC writing team who has a turd burger. Now that everyone's accounted for, let's get started. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is ranking the specialty jerseys from Adidas from the 2017-18 season, this season. And there were 11 of them, so here's the rundown of them. There were the 4 All-Star Game jerseys. There were the Toronto and Washington Stadium Series jerseys. There were the Buffalo and New York Rangers Winter Classic jerseys. There were the Ottawa and Montreal Centennial Classic jerseys. And then there were the Toronto Arenas jersey. So we're going to do this in a draft order. So it's not going to be a collaborative list. It's going to be individual choices. And then we'll run down the list at the end. So the draft order is going to go as follows, and we're going to snake. So we're going to go down, then we're going to go back up. Ben's going to choose the worst overall jersey. Then Bpoe's going to choose the next worst overall. Then Shawn, then myself, and then we'll go back up the list. So I'll get 2 picks in a row, and then we'll start heading back up. So, Ben, you start us off. Of the 11 jerseys, which one was the worst of the season?
You gave me the toughest decision first. There's just so many bad ones this year. I think the one that really takes the cake, though, has to go to Washington for the Stadium Series. It really looks like a 5-year-old designed it. Just some color here, some color here. They're wearing cummerbunds around the hem. I cannot get over that.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, there's that new stitching on the back of the numbers. That's a trend that just needs to die a most horrendous, painful death right now before it catches on. It's really nothing redeeming about this jersey.
Yeah, the hem stripe is just what blows up this jersey. That's an awful jersey, and I would say fitting of spot number 11 on this list. Let's go to Bpoe. Spot number 10. Which one you taking?
This is also a pretty tough one, but I think I'm going to have to go with the Metropolitan Division All-Star jersey, because I think a lot of the jerseys here are actually at least half decent. And the All-Star Game ones are just a little bit less traditional, which in a certain sense from I would like to say somewhat traditionalist brain, it's a little bit of a turnoff. And I did like the All-Star jerseys for the most part, but I think the Metros is just probably the weakest of the bunch, just because the gray and what was the official name of the color? It looks like a Volt yellow, but what were they calling it?
I can't
yellow,
remember.
right?
I can't remember the yellow one, but they tried to sell the orange.
I think they were calling it yellow, actually. It looks almost like a Volt green, but I just don't think the gray and the yellow green, whatever the hell it is, meshes incredibly well.
Yeah, the gray one was rough, and I'm a huge fan of gray jerseys, but that one was a little rough. We're going to Shawn now for pick number 9. This one's going to be interesting. Shawn, who are you taking?
Interestingly, my number 9 pick is, my number 9 pick. The Pacific Division goes in at number 9 for the simple reason that they decided to wear white pants.
The white pants,
I think, Ryan, you were the one who said that they looked like, to an extent, like the Rebel pilot uniforms from Star Wars.
Yes.
And they do. The jerseys themselves are all right, actually. I think that them and the Central doing it much better, looked quite nice. The problem is again, white pants, white gloves, and there just wasn't enough color on the jerseys to really make me think, yeah, you know what, white pants will work here.
Yeah, and the biggest turnoff for these jerseys, the 2 Western Conference jerseys, was the fact that Adidas tried to sell the orange as solar red. We're not idiots. That is orange. And just calling it red and then trying to sell it as solar red, it's just a big pile of dung, and it's just treating us as idiots. So, so for that instance, I'm going to take the number 8 pick, and I'm picking the Central Division All-Star Game jerseys. And I'll put that in as my number 8 pick for the reasons I just described. The black jersey, they did look okay, but the black pants, the black jersey, black helmet, black gloves kind of showed off the simplicity of this uniform. I know I'm really upsetting Shawn with this choice here. He was really loving the black uniform, but that's
I will say I had it at number 4 on my personal list. It wasn't number 1, despite what everybody's thinking.
I'm shattering your personal list.
If we gave Shawn a white jersey and told him that we called the white color like a dart, or if we called it a light black, you think he'd like it?
Pull an Adidas and just give the color a ridiculous name. Shawn's on board.
Every color's some version of black. I'd love every jersey in the NHL, apparently.
All right, for this snake draft, I get the next pick, the number 7 pick. I'm torn. I want to put Montreal here because I was kind of disappointed by their uniforms, the Centennial Classic uniforms. But at the same time, the All-Star Game uniforms were a big advertisement for Adidas, and I'm not a fan of that, so I'm going to have to clean out the All-Star Game closet here, and I'm going to put the Atlantic Division, the blue jersey, at the number 7 position. And now we go to Shawn for pick number 6.
Again, this was number 6 on my personal list. I put the Montreal jersey there, which I think, Ryan, is where you were going to put it too.
Yeah.
I like this jersey more than the Ottawa one. I think that it does an okay job of trying to be a pre-NHL jersey, similar that the Ottawa jersey tries to replicate the Ottawa Silver Sevens in a way. This tried to replicate Montreal's very early jerseys, and it does that to an extent. I'll admit it is quite blank, but I do like a Montreal jersey that tried to take blue on as its main alternate color to white, and I do like the way that silver went with the Habs jersey, the Habs logo, but it was a very plain jersey.
Now that I think about it, as somebody who loves the Habs current road jersey, I wonder what it would look like if you added a red yoke to that NHL 100 Classic jersey, took out the silver, and fixed the hem strips to match everything else.
It would be interesting.
I wonder how that would look.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
That might be a good compromise between those who love the current Habs road and hate it.
I also wonder if a square shoulder yoke would kind of keep the clean look. I don't know if that's what they're going for, but a rounded shoulder yoke would be classic. A square shoulder yoke might make that look a little cleaner. But we got 1 through 5 left. Number 5 pick. It's going to Bpoe. Bpoe, you got 2 Toronto jerseys left. The Winter Classic jerseys and Ottawa's Centennial Classic. What's your number 5?
I'm going to have to go with Ottawa's Centennial Classic. I'm really torn between that one and the Leafs Stadium Series one, but I think I'm going to have to go with Ottawa's Centennial Classic just because I really like how bold the Leafs were with making everything white, and while it didn't look great on the ice, it looked still pretty decent. The Senators just were a little bit more conservative and didn't step out of the box as much, and as nice as it looks, it just doesn't do it for me, especially with the silver in it. I think if it was white or if the logo was changed up a little bit, then I think it would have worked better, but I wasn't really a fan of the silver logo.
Yeah, the silver logo was tough to take. I wouldn't be surprised if we see this jersey next year minus some of the silver. I think we're all kind of expecting that, but interesting choice to put that at number 5. I really thought that would be top 1 or 2, but that's why we're doing this draft. Okay, we're going to Ben now. Ben, you get pick number 4 and 3. Start with number 4.
Okay, number 4, I'm going to complete Bpoe stud and go with Toronto. In a vacuum, I kind of like these. There's something... Sorry,
Ben, which one? We got arenas or we got stadium series?
Oh, the stadium series.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
All right.
Yeah, that's where Bpoe was going. So, I mean, there's something classy about the all-white kind of stormtrooper look. But, white pants have never really done it for me in hockey, and I think what really kills this jersey, and I kind of wish it was a little lower, was the players were having a tough time seeing each other. So maybe if they had, blue ice, this would look a lot better, but it's good. I don't want to rate it low, but I have to because, you have to. The first purpose of a jersey is to see who else is on your team. So it's really put the nail in the coffin for that one.
Well put. All right, you also have the number 3 pick, so you got the arenas or the Winter Classic jerseys left. Who are you putting in number 3?
Number 3, I'm going to go with Buffalo on this one. These top 3 are pretty solid. So this is kind of tough, but I think Buffalo was the weakest. I never really like yolks, especially when they're a dark color on a white jersey. I think it throws the balance off, makes it kind of top heavy. And I don't like the prominence of yellow on this one. It doesn't really go with the white, and I don't like how they used it against the blue.
All right. So that was surprising because that was actually my favorite, I think, of this year. I'd have to put that at number 1. But we go to Bpoe. You get to choose number 2, and then that will force Shawn to take number 1, maybe something that he doesn't want. But you got the arenas or the Rangers. Who are you putting at number 2, Bpoe?
Well, my number 1 is also Buffalo, and my number 2 actually originally was the Arenas, but considering the draft order, I'm actually going to have to put the Arenas at number 3 because it is a beautiful jersey and a beautiful throwback. They use the Adidas template really well, especially with the collar, but I don't think it can take the number 1 slot considering that it isn't anything new and it is just a direct throwback.
So Bpoe's taking the Toronto Arenas for his number 2 spot. And Shawn, that forces you to take the
New York Rangers Winter Classic, and I think we all knew that was going to be my number 1 because it's one of 3 jerseys I have ever given a perfect rating of 10 out of 10 on the blog for. It's a beautiful jersey. It's unique. It's a jersey that I think anyone who doesn't own a Rangers jersey at this point and doesn't want to shell out $200 for a White Lady Liberty, you need to go pick this jersey up. The idea of the captaincy, despite Ryan McDonough being eventually traded, being a separate logo in and of itself is wonderful. The colors are really well balanced on this. It stands out very nicely, and I really hope they keep this jersey. It's a nice replacement to the previous popular Navy jersey.
Yeah, the colors were brilliant. They popped. It looks like a really formal, well put together jersey. And for me, the only thing that takes away from it is that big white collar. But that's how it went, and that's how it goes. So let's review our list. Coming in at number 11 was Washington's Stadium Series jersey. The next 4 spots are occupied by the All-Star Game jerseys. We had the Metro at number 10, the Pacific at number 9, the Central at number 8, and the Atlantic at 7. Montreal Centennial Classic jersey came in at 6. Ottawa's came in at number 5. Toronto's Stadium Series jersey came in at number 4. Buffalo's Winter Classic jersey came in at number 3. And the Toronto Arenas jersey came in at number 2, meaning the best Adidas specialty jersey of this season, as determined by our snake draft, is the New York Rangers Winter Classic jersey. Now, we'd love to hear from you guys about what your list. This is the great thing about lists, is they're subjective, and we want to know what you guys think. Where have we gone wrong? Where have we gone right? Let us know in any comment section you can find, or we'd love some feedback at concepts@hockeyjerseyconcepts.com. You can find us on Twitter @HockeyJC. And we also have a Facebook page. So check that all out. Let us know what you think of our list. Still to come is your chance to win a free HJC sticker. And coming up next, Shawn's Black Jersey of the Week. You're listening to the HJC Podcast every Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern on HockeyJerseyConcepts.com. Listen, download, and subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, Spreaker, Stitcher, and TuneIn Radio. Here we go with Shawn's Black Jersey of the Week. All right, Shawn, tell us what jersey you're choosing, and then give us a few points why you're choosing this jersey. And then once you're done, we'll have Bpoe disagree or agree with you first, followed by Ben, followed by myself, and then maybe if it goes well, we'll give you a final thought, Shawn. So, what's your Black Jersey of the Week?
All right, the Black Jersey of the Week I have chosen. Originally, I was going to do the Blackhawks Black alternate, but that's too easy. I'm specifically going to choose the Stadium Series variant that was worn in 2014 in the Soldier Field game. Now, this is, I think, a decent update to this jersey. I had a good look at the Edge jersey from 2008-2009. I thought, you know what? It transferred to Edge nice, but there were some changes that needed to be made. Namely, the red cuffs needed to go. Then I took a look at the 2014 jersey, and there were a few things that I noticed. For one, the Blackhawks logo actually chromes quite nicely, I think. Now, the chrome logos, say what you will about them. Half of them worked, half of them didn't. I put the Blackhawks, Penguins, and the Islanders into the they worked category, and this is no exception. Again, that was part of the game. It still fits into that original 6 simplicity. I don't actually mind, after seeing the jersey a few times in real life, while I would prefer an arm stripe go all the way around the arm, as I'm sure everybody would, it doesn't look that bad. And I really like how this pattern looks angled, particularly on the hem. The way that they did the hem striping for this game, I think, really looks nice. On top of that, it went really well with that gorgeous Pittsburgh jersey. It's one of the better looking outdoor games I've ever personally seen. And finally, those elongated numbers, particularly in the back, actually added something to this, I think. And if they do bring back that alternate in some form or another, I want to see the elongated numbers from the Stadium Series game and not the traditional Blackhawks ones.
Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. Let's start with Ben. Ben, you can agree with Shawn, or you can just rip into him. But if you're going to rip into him, at least leave some meat on the bone for the rest of us.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I actually agree with Shawn.
No.
Oh, the betrayal of the century.
Although, yeah, I mean, I kind of like this one. I don't think it's as strong as other jerseys in their history. I think the logo pops better on either white or red. Didn't like the chromified logo as much. Did not like the angled hem striping either, but it's just a minor thing. It's usually covered up when the player's arm is down anyway. But I do like this color scheme. I like how the white and red pop. I don't think they tried to go overboard with the color. I think they're nice accents if they're just left right on the arm and the hem. And even with the chromified logo, it's still classic, one of the best in the NHL. The only thing I will disagree with, Shawn, though, the Pittsburgh jersey was awful.
Shawn only gets one black jersey of the week. All right, Shawn, if you had to grade this out of 10, what are you giving this one?
11. Wow, I can't believe you go with 11.
I mean, now to be fair, I think that Pittsburgh jersey's a 9.
Oh my! Pittsburgh's a 9, and Chicago was a what? Sorry,
7.5.
7.5. Ben, what out of 10? What would you rate Chicago?
7 or 8.
Oh, you guys are killing me. Bpoe, step in here. What do you think of this jersey?
It's not too bad, actually. I mean,
that was me banging my desk in frustration. Go ahead.
It really does match the Blackhawks brand. The striping looks pretty good, and the Chrome logo sucks. I really like the way the numbers pop, and I actually really like the collar a lot better than the regular version of this alternate. And I actually do like the reverse laces on it. However, the stripes not wrapping all the way around the arms, while it's not super visible, is just there's no need for that. The Chrome logo looks awful. And if you actually look at pictures from this game, or just pictures in general, there's nothing that pops. The Penguins jersey and uniform was in large part black. The Blackhawks jersey is in large part black. You don't have that color pop that just makes everything look exciting. And while it's a good jersey in a vacuum, or it's a good jersey for a black jersey, there's just not enough color for me to like it too much.
Oh, rated out of 10, Bpoe.
6.5.
Oh, God. Okay. All of you are wrong, and here's why.
Here comes old man Ryan here to tell us about the good old days.
I usually enjoy classic jerseys, and this is based on a classic jersey, but it's just gimmicked to all hell. I mean, the worst offender is the chromified logo. That is just a terrible, terrible idea. It's someone who's like, they're just doing something to be different for different sake. There's no use to it. There's no reason to it. At least with the stupid looking elongated numbers on the back and the angled numbers on the arms, the TV numbers, they gave a reason. It still looks stupid, but at least they gave a reason. They gave no reason for the stupid chromified logo. They gave no reason for the straight cut kind of cornered hem, which looks ridiculous. The angled stripes on the arms that don't go all the way around. Again, no reason, just a random design choice. Why are we stopping arms and angling them on the arm just like that? That's just ridiculous. It's like they couldn't afford enough material to finish the jersey. I will agree with one of the comments that the collar looks good, but I cannot stand the reverse laces. That's just a new trend for teams that want to have laces. And another thing that I don't like about this jersey, 2 different shoulder patches. I understand the NHL likes to have their event patches on the shoulder now for some reason, but let's just leave the shoulders blank. So I give this jersey, I'm going to throw a 4.5 at it. 4.5 out of 10. And I don't know why you guys love this jersey so much.
Give the Pittsburgh jersey a rating just so we have ratings on the Soldier Field game for
Pittsburgh. 6.5 out of 10. It looks very close to a Boston jersey, so I don't think that helps them.
So what else is new?
They do differentiate. They may use some of the same shades, but they differentiate themselves in regular uniforms from Boston.
Did it first.
Good for Boston. There's only so many colors that you can use. I can't believe that you guys like this jersey. This is unbelievable, and that I'm the one person here who hates it. I usually love classic jerseys, but this is
never going to happen again.
This is just someone who's chopped up a classic jersey. That's all this is. This is
On
like
the plus side, it's not just their regular road right jersey with a few different alterations. It is their alternate jersey at the time with a few different alterations, but at least they didn't wear that one. 41 games a year?
Oh. Anyways, I give it 4.5. We had a 7 or an 8. We had a 7.5. We had a 6.5. I can't believe it. For the listeners, I want to hear what you think about the 2014 Chicago Stadium Series jersey. Leave some comments. Email us. Let us know what you think about this jersey. Who's right? Who's wrong? Which side are you taking? Shawn, do you have any closing comments for your stupid black jersey?
I just want to say that next week I will be picking an actually stupid black jersey. So don't think that every week Ben and I are going to agree, because I was ready for Ben to rip me a new one.
I wonder if this one looks any better just because of how bad some of the other Stadium Series jerseys from that year looked.
Anaheim.
I sort of liked Anaheim. I liked that it was orange. But again, it suffered from the same drawbacks that the Chicago's jersey suffers from.
Ryan's orange jersey of the week.
That's what this may turn into. Ryan pops a blood vessel because everyone likes the stupid jerseys. Can't believe this turned into that. Anyways.
I have to say, though, Ryan, I agreed with everything you said. The only thing is, I don't think it detracts that much from the jersey. I think it's still solid overall.
It's not solid. It's a pile of goop.
Pile of goop.
We were talking last week about the $25 jersey on eBay if you only saw one picture of it. If this thing was $25 on eBay and I only saw one picture of it, I would not buy it. I would not buy it.
Everybody tweet the Chicago Blackhawks. Your 2014 Stadium Series jersey looks like a hashtag pile of goop.
All right. Now that I've lost my cool and I found out that everyone loves this jersey, enjoys this jersey enough to pass it, let's move on to a calmer subject. And that is the Quad City Mallards announcing that they will cease operations at the conclusion of the year. And I guess the Mallards have a little bit of soft spot for HJC. 3 years ago, we worked with them for a fan design jersey contest. And from that, my design actually ended up getting selected and worn for a completely different game. But it's really sad to see this brand disappear at this time. Shawn, just a quick thought on the Quad City Mallards going away.
It sucks to see them go. They were one of the best minor league identities. They really found a color scheme that worked for them. They were one of the central teams that I really thought after Colorado and Fort Wayne that I was like, okay, they have to go to the ECHL. So it sucks. I wish we could buy them, keep them afloat, but, it's a pipe dream. But I'm glad that they were one of the guys to give us a chance in our earlier days.
Yeah, Ben, thoughts on the Mallards? Did you like the brand, or sorry to see it go?
Yeah, I'm sad to see it go. I don't really follow the ECHL, so it was really a shock to me to see just a team up out of the blue, decide to fold. It was really cool that they did give us some love in our earlier days. I think this is a great brand. I think they really went all out into creating something unique and great that worked for them. I like the colors. I think lots of teams just try to go with 1, 2, or 3, but I think the Mallards went really overboard without going too tacky, and I really like that aspect of it.
Great points there. And if you want to check out a brief history of their look and their jerseys, we have a story a few days back on HJC, so just head over to hockeyjerseyconcepts.com and search out the story on the midsection of the page. Bpoe, what are your thoughts on the Quad City Mallards disappearing?
No, but in reality, we are losing a really good brand from the ECHL. Like Ben, I don't follow the ECHL much, so I don't know much about the team. The jerseys were, mediocre in my opinion. They could have been much better, but the logos were absolutely gorgeous.
The logo set was so strong, so strong. and they had an orange alternate jersey a couple of years ago that really, well, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. But when I took a trip there and watched the game, that was a very popular jersey. Lots of people had it. Lots of fans in the crowd had that jersey. So that was, it's sad to see such a strong brand disappear. And my hope is that someone has the money, not necessarily to revive the team, although that would be great, but to purchase the Mallards brand and maybe move it to a different city or a different league, because it's a strong, I would say, professional looking brand. So sad to see it go, but that's how minor league hockey works sometimes. And hopefully we see that look come back again sometime soon. Now's your chance. This is part of the podcast. Now's your chance to win a free HJC sticker. Simply keep an eye on HJC's Twitter. That's at HockeyJC. At some point this week, the HJC Twitter account will send out a tweet with a direct link to this podcast, and it'll mention winning a free HJC sticker. Be sure to retweet that message. Don't like it. Like it doesn't get you into this contest. A lot of people were liking last week's tweet. That doesn't get you into the contest. Retweet it, because we want people to know about the podcast. Retweet the special tweet mentioning the free sticker, and a winner will be randomly selected from those that retweeted and will be announced here on the podcast. So there will be a special tweet sent out during the week. You got to retweet it so that people see the podcast. You'll be entered to win a free HJC sticker. And last week's winner is Jeff T. Jeff, if you want to contact us, concepts@hockeyjerseyconcepts.com, and give us a shipping address that we can send that free sticker to you, that would be great.
Good job, Jeff.
Yes, well done, Jeff. Well done. Coming up next is Throwback Throwdown, but with a twist. Okay, so this really isn't a throwback. It's still a throwdown, but it's not really a throwback. Seeing as we were talking...
The jerseys don't exist yet, that's the twist.
They're future jerseys. Well, they are less than a year old, so can't really be too much of a throwback. But we were talking about the worst Adidas jerseys, so on the theme of Adidas jerseys, today's throwdown will be two of the best Adidas jerseys, in my opinion. We have the Minnesota Wild green home jersey going up against Vegas's gray home jersey. So Minnesota's green jersey, we got a green jersey with a wheat-colored broad stripe going through the middle. Their primary logo, not the Roundel logo as the logo. On the arm, we have the broad wheat stripe, and it's outlined just on the top of it with a red line and then another wheat line. And, of course, they have the tucked-in laces on the collar. Vegas's jersey, I mean, you guys probably know all these jerseys already, but let's just go over them. It's a gray jersey, black triceps, I guess you'd call it, with a broad gold line underneath with a sage leaf pattern, and that's trimmed in a red line. And the hem is a big black stripe trimmed in a gold line, and the classic, I guess not classic, but Vegas logo you all know on the front, and the shoulder patches are the secondary Vegas sign star logo. So let's go to Shawn. Quick review of the Vegas jersey.
All right, my seething hatred of James Neal aside, these are excellent jerseys. Great pattern on the sleeves. The colors, I think, are relatively well balanced. I'm not a fan of the numbers on the gray jersey, particularly because the gold on white. And you know what? You tend to see it in the fake jerseys when they put that muted shade of gold on it, and it bleeds with the white. And the real jerseys have this issue. I like the amount of red on it, but the hem could really use some red. I think that they could really take advantage of the red in their color scheme. And I think the white jersey could also use some black, as every NHL jersey could.
Yeah, but we're just going with the gray jersey on this one. Just to keep it simple. Ben, your thoughts on Vegas's gray jersey?
Yeah, lots of people went with this for their big winner, the Adidas reveal, and I can see why. I really like the colors on this one. I wasn't sold on them when these jerseys came out, but after seeing them on the ice, I really like how they work. I think the black and the gray sort of pop out against each other. I think they were... One of my concerns is that they would be too close together, but that hasn't been the case at all. The gold really pops and it goes with the logo since they're really all in a line with each other. I like that aspect. The only thing I don't like is the red on the arm. It's really only else on the shoulder logo. I think it would look a lot better if they just took that out.
All right, Bpoe, thoughts on Vegas's gray jersey?
There's not much I have to say that hasn't been said yet. It's a really nice looking jersey, and as an owner of this jersey, the gold looks absolutely beautiful in person, the shiny gold, especially on the numbers. I think it looks really well. Really well. I don't think that makes sense. But
I got it.
But the few things that I would probably change about this jersey are, for one, add a little bit of red to the hem. It's on the socks, it's on the sleeves. Just add it to the hem just to keep it consistent, because I do like the red. I think it gives a little bit of extra pop. And I thought I had one more thing, but I can't remember now.
All right. Well, I love that this is a gray jersey. I would have had the helmets be black, but whatever, that's fine. It's a gray helmet. Love the gold as what has been mentioned. The sage leaf pattern in the gold arm stripes is fantastic. I'm going to disagree with you guys on red on the hem. I think that would be just too much red. I think it would just, that little addition would just be that much too much. I love that they chose classic block style numbering and then a little bit of kind of modern font for the name on the back. And I also think they benefited from the fact that they didn't have a Reebok jersey history and they started fresh with Adidas. So big fan of this jersey, and I think it's really well done. Let's go to the Minnesota Wild's green home jersey. Shawn.
All right. I love that it's green. I love that there's lots of green. I like that Minnesota has a green home finally. I like that they eliminated the white. Chest stripe looks fantastic with the Minnesota logo. I didn't think that would work. And here's the interesting thing about it. It actually matches their road finally. Not completely. But despite the home having a chest stripe and the away not, it matches. And that's something Minnesota hasn't done since 2006.
All right, Ben, thoughts on Minnesota's green jersey?
Yeah, the reason I couldn't say Vegas was the big winner of the Adidas reveal is because I gave it to Minnesota. I agree with everything Shawn said. I really like that they went with the chest stripe here. It's a more classic look. I think it really makes sense for a team that calls themselves from the state of hockey. I really like that red accent too. It goes with the logo. This is just all around a fantastic jersey. Although the one thing I have to say, whoever's job it was to match the pants to the jersey really bombed that.
All right, let's go to Bpoe now. Bpoe, your thoughts on Minnesota's green jersey?
Yet again, a beautiful jersey. I was really glad to hear that Minnesota was going back to green whenever Adidas took over, because it just fits their brand a lot better than the red does, I think, as a primary color. And it's a lot more unique in the league. Only them and Dallas use it as their primary colors. It is more consistent with the road now, which is great. The chest stripe also looks great. I wish it did have a little red stripe going through it, but I'll take what I can get. And I also wish the chest stripe either went to the back or just found a more natural way to stop. That's the one pet peeve I've always had with these half chest stripes, but on the plus side, you can't really see it most of the time. And the only thing I would change, I forgot. No, I'm kidding. I didn't forget again. I would change the collar, fix that up. I don't really like the Pentagon on it. I don't like the Pentagon standing out on any jersey, really. It works a little bit better for Minnesota because it doesn't stand out like black on white, but it still doesn't look great. And I also remember what I was going to say for Vegas. It was about the lore or the patterns on the arms and the logo, but I wasn't going to mention it too much more than that because you already mentioned it.
All right, as far as Minnesota's jersey is concerned, I'm on board with this. I believe that it matches the white away jersey. As far as I'm concerned, this is a matching set. I do love the look of the green jersey. For me, the Wild should be green, and I'm totally cool with the fact that it's a broad stripe across the chest and then a 3-stripe system on the arm. As Bpoe mentioned, not a fan of the red, I guess formerly the collar insert, now the Adidas Pentagon. Not a fan of that sticking out. But other than that, I like that that Minnesota went with just the trim on the collar rather than a full, thick wheat collar like what you see on Nashville's yellow home jersey. And if I could make one change to this jersey overall, it would be getting rid of the M as the shoulder patch and going with the Roundel logo to even match it further to the road jersey. But I think this is a really solid jersey. So let's go with our winner now, Shawn. Vegas versus Minnesota. Who do you got?
Despite Minnesota being a pain in the butt for Winnipeg since they joined the Central Division, they don't have James Neal. I'm just kidding. Minnesota has one of the best looking jerseys in the league right now, and Eric Stahl looks happy after years of being miserable in Carolina while wearing them, so that's always nice to see. So I got to give my vote to Minnesota.
One for Minnesota. Go ahead, Ben.
Minnesota had the biggest upgrade during the Adidas reveal, so Minnesota.
2 for Minnesota. Bpoe, who do you got?
Congratulations, Minnesota, for winning the quote-unquote Throwback Throwdown this week, because I'm also going to take Minnesota.
All right, Minnesota up 3-0, and I guess I'm the odd one out again, because I would choose Vegas just by a hair here. And I think, as I said before, they just benefit from not having a Reebok history that they would have had to base their jerseys on. But both of these jerseys are fantastic jerseys. But the winner of Throwback Throwdown by a 3-1 score is Minnesota's green home jersey. Well done, Minnesota Wild. You win nothing from us except the admiration from some jersey nerds. Coming up next, fake or authentic? Fake or authentic? Everybody's favorite part of the podcast. This is fake or authentic. This is where I give 3 statements. And just like jerseys, the writers have to say whether or not it's fake or authentic. So let's go to the first statement. Fake or authentic? It is fair to reopen the Laine versus Matthews debate from the 2016 draft as far as who should have gone first overall. Shawn, fake or authentic? Fair to open this debate again?
No, it's completely fake because both players fill different roles on teams. Wheeler and Scheifele fill the role Matthews is going to on the team as a bona fide leader goal scorer, and the Leafs have JVR and Marner to fill Laine's role as a sniper. So you know what? Like, both teams won. Like, you don't need to compare this. You can have 2 winners in a draft.
Ben, fake or authentic on this one?
This is absolutely fake. We can't judge players' careers from a draft that happened 2 years ago. We just don't have enough data to compare.
All right, Bpoe, fake or authentic? Reopen this debate.
I'm going to say fake, just to agree with them, because I don't know too much about the situation. Only 2 years, again, like Ben said, isn't much to base it off of, and each team, like Shawn said, has other players that can fill the roles that the other player would have on each team.
Yeah, and I'm going to go with fake because Matthews was the consensus number 1 overall pick, and I think everybody would do it again. And I'm a huge Leafs fan, so go Leafs go, Matthews rules. Fake or authentic, it's okay to wear number 87 on your beer league team. Shawn, fake or authentic?
Completely authentic. It's not my hockey number. My hockey number is number 3. I'm going to wear number 3. If your hockey number is 87, wear 87. I think we are all in consensus that no number should be retired completely. So wear what you want to.
Ben, wear number 87 on your beer league team?
Yeah, why not? Absolutely authentic. I mean, so it matches up with a NHL player's number. Okay. I mean, I don't see what the problem is here.
Bpoe, fake or authentic? You can wear number 87 on your beer league team.
Authentic. Why not? 87 isn't retired in the NHL yet, and it's not retired in the beer leagues, of course. So why not? I mean, you might get chirped a little bit if you wear 87 or 99 or 66, but if you want to wear it, why not?
And I'm going to go with fake. If you're going to show up to the beer league team and ask to be number 87, you better be the best player on the team, or else, yeah, you are going to get chirped, and you're going to be called Fosby or something stupid. But
Crosby.
Yeah, I'm aware it's Crosby, but it's fake.
No, Crosby.
Crosby.
I'm chirping.
Yeah, you can't throw on number 87 unless you are going to be number 87 when you're out there. So I'm going to go.
Are you number 87?
Well,
No, I'm not number 87. I don't dare wear number 87. I wear number
if you
16.
throw number 87 on your jersey, technically you are number 87 on your team.
Well, you better play like the real number 87, people. You're wearing number 57 on your on your turd burger there. Are you the real number 57?
No, my number's actually a 96.
96.
21.
So, Ryan, do you play like Ron Tugnut when you're out there? Well, actually, maybe.
Yes, I do. Especially when I'm playing in goal.
Which Ron Tugnut? Columbus Ron Tugnut? Ottawa Ron Tugnut?
Quebec.
Ron Tugnut?
Quebec Ron Tugnut.
There we go.
All right. Our final fake or authentic. This September would be the ideal time for a World Cup of Hockey, considering that the NHL didn't go to the Olympics this past February. Shawn, fake or authentic?
Hell yeah, let's do it. Just better jerseys this time.
So another one in addition to September's, or would it be the better time now versus September, last September?
It'd be a better time now.
Ben?
I think is that you'll get a lot of... I think it'll actually be good because it'll be our first look at Ilya Kovalchuk returning back.
Oh, boy.
Can't wait for the Leafs to sign him, eh, Ryan?
Oh, not on your life. They can't even afford to re-sign JVR, so... Well, this for one season they can afford JVR. After that, they can't afford JVR. Let's go to Ben. Fake or authentic? Good time for a World Cup of Hockey?
No, this is fake for me. The last Olympics just left a bad taste in my mouth for international hockey. I mean, first off, the jerseys were atrocious. I don't want to see anything on that level again. And then with the NHL not going, the games just kind of just didn't really have the interest they had. And then, of course, the doper team from Russia won. So I don't think anyone wants to see that again. I think we need some time off from international hockey for a while.
Oh, that's a fair point. I understand that. Bpoe, thoughts? Good time for a World Cup of Hockey? Fake or authentic?
I'm going to say fake, and I think that in a way, if they did put the World Cup of Hockey again this year, it would almost be like them saying, yeah, we messed up a little bit not going to the Olympics. Here, have this, and here, have this as a consolation. Sorry about that.
Well, yeah, okay. For me, this one is authentic, provided that they didn't have one, whatever, September 2016. I think now would be the time because people saw the B product essentially that was at the Olympics. And then if the NHL came out now in September and said, hey, here's what best on best looks like, I think it would add more credibility to the tournament. Whereas in 2016, it was a nothing tournament. I didn't really care if Canada won or lost. I mean, it was nice to see Canada win, but if they lost, we'd just moved on with everything. It wouldn't have proved that any other nation is the best. And I don't think Canada winning the 2016 World Cup proves that they're the best. So I found that tournament rather useless, and I thought now would have been a good time. That was fake or authentic, and we're moving right along now to the mailbag. Mailbag. This is the HJC Mailbag, and if you want to have one of your questions answered on the HJC Mailbag, you can go to hockeyjerseyconcepts.com, find the tab that says podcast, click on it. You'll find a form on that page where you can leave your question, and it may be answered on an upcoming episode of the HJC podcast. First question comes from Burkus Circus. This was left just over a month ago, but we should get to it now. The story, he asked the thoughts on the New York Rangers having their emergency backup wear Mick backup in number 69 for his jersey. Shawn, you got any thoughts on this?
Nice.
Nice. Ben?
Not nice. Like,
it's time to play nice, not nice.
You're really going to do this to an NHL player? I mean, I know he's not really supposed to be there, but I think he is. Can you at least treat him like an NHL player?
Bpoe, what did you think about this?
Nice.
Nice. I'm going to go with that.
I mean,
go ahead.
I kind of agree with Ben, but I think the guy was having fun, and if he was having fun with it, and especially if he even happened to wanted that on his jersey, then why not? But overall, to sum it all up,
Dan Blackburn.
Dan Blackburn gets number 69.
Mick backup.
Mick Blackburn backup, McSucky on the back.
Oh boy, that's taking it to a new level. I'm going to go with nice on this one. The odds of this goalie showing up in a game are slim, as we've seen. I think it was just something fun to do for social media. But like Ben said, are they really going to make him wear it? And I would say no. If the situation ever came up where he had to go in a game, I believe he could wear a blank jersey. I don't think by NHL rules he's allowed to go out onto the ice with a nickname on the back of a jersey. So, they'd probably just send him out with a number 69 jersey with no name. And then everybody would be, hey, where's Mick Backup? And, they'd just clean it up and then he'd never be seen again. So it was a fun little thing for social media. But I think if he ever got into a game, you wouldn't see Mick Backup as the name on the back. Let's go to another question. Let's bang out some Burka Circus questions here. This next one, also from a month ago. There's a picture from Seattle's Fox TV station showing what Seattle's arena will look like after the renovation. The image shows 2 triangular scoreboards on each side of the ice. What is your opinion on this design choice? Do you know if this is finalized? Start with the last question. No idea if this is finalized. But, if they're promoting it and it's rather unique, I would think that they're set to go with it. So, Shawn, just your thoughts on triangular scoreboards at each end of the rink rather than a big screen hanging down in the middle.
It's nice for a team to try to move away from the Jumbotron. I think I'm with Ryan on this, that I like the old school board from Maple Leaf Gardens, but I see that being the nice thing about rectangular scoreboards or square scoreboards is you don't really have points because things don't fit well into points and something's going to get crammed into it. I see it being more of a tacky thing. As long as it's centered over center ice or on either end, it's fine.
Ben, thoughts on triangular scoreboards at the end of the rinks?
Okay, as someone who works in the field of architecture, I haven't seen these photos, or these renderings, to be clear, but these tend to be highly conceptual. Something usually doesn't turn out as what's in the renderings. When architects do these, they're highly conceptual. They usually don't do these with a lot of input from clients. And so it's kind of, let's just throw something out there, something different, to just see what the response is from the client. So I think what we're going to see is something typical, like a 4-sided scoreboard hanging from center ice. If they do want to pursue this, I guess I'd have to see it in action first. Like Shawn said, points would be difficult to film or to show film on. So I'd have to see this first just to have a real opinion on it, I think.
Bpoe, thoughts on triangular scoreboards at the end of the rinks?
Well, I think it's a pretty unique idea, and I think it could work. And just to clear things up for you guys, because I'm not sure if I misinterpreted you guys or if you guys have the wrong idea, but the triangular part isn't the actual screen. It's more like 3 rectangular screens in the shape of a triangle with the flat side towards the end of the ice. Is that what you guys were thinking too, or no?
Yeah, well, it's from the renderings. Okay. You're looking at the renderings right now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I just misinterpreted you guys. I think it's a unique idea, and I think it could work if they really wanted to. I do think it could be an issue getting an image onto an odd shape, but it's not like it's not like the screens themselves are just triangles. The only issue I could think of is, will that affect visibility for people in the nosebleeds? It looks like those could potentially be in the way, as opposed to something hanging in the middle of an arena.
Yeah, and I would think if they block too many seats, if they create too many obstructed view seats, that it won't happen. If anything about these triangular scoreboards at the end of the rink affects the pleasurable viewing experience of the crowd, I think you'll see a regular scoreboard hung above center ice. And I think eventually over time, this will lose its luster, and maybe after 10 or 15 years, when it's time to update the scoreboard, you just see Seattle go with a traditional hanging scoreboard over center ice. So it's certainly an interesting design and great question. Thank you, Burkus, for sending those in. Let's go to our next question. And this comes from our very own friend of the show, Bpoe, inspired by last week's podcast, the fake or authentic question. What is the highest amount you would be willing to pay for a jersey on eBay that only uses stock photos? So these are the photos that you see on Shop NHL. Bpoe also adds, keep in mind that the jersey could always just be used for street hockey or something if it doesn't turn out to be legit, so it may not necessarily go to waste. So, Shawn, why don't you answer Bpoe's question here?
If I know the seller, because I know that there are legit sellers who use those stock images, how few and far between they are. I'm 75. If I don't know the seller, 30. 30, because if I don't know the seller, and particularly if I know it's coming from somewhere outside North America, then it's very likely fake.
Good point. All right, Ben, assuming you had bags of cash sitting around, what would be the highest you'd be willing to pay for an eBay jersey that only uses stock photos?
If I had bags of cash sitting around, I would really want to make sure that it was authentic, so I don't think I would be willing to put anything down, to be honest, if I had some alternative route where I knew I could get something authentic.
All right, Bpoe, answer your own question here. How much would you be willing to pay?
Well, if it's from China, like Shawn said, I'm not sure I'd be willing to pay anything. That might be too much of a risk. If it was from a legit seller, of course, I would just treat that as a normal jersey. But if it was from just some random seller who I don't know, who's not necessarily based in China, selling it, I would probably say 20 as an absolute max, but 15 or 10 to 15 is what I would normally look at for it.
And for me, I would most likely be at 0. I don't think I'd be willing to pay. If the auction was sitting at something like $5 with 2 minutes to go, and it was a jersey I really wanted, maybe I'd take a shot at it. But for the most part, if you're using stock photos to sell a jersey on eBay, as far as I'm concerned, you're trying to hide something. So I wouldn't be purchasing that jersey. So I'm most likely at $0 on this one. That was no, that wasn't fake or authentic. That was the HJC Mailbag. Again, if you want to send us a question to be answered on the HJC podcast, check out the forum on our podcast page. It's also on the right side of the blog. Or you can send your questions in by email, and that is mailbag@hockeyjerseyconcepts.com. That will do it for everything we got planned for today's podcast. Shawn, Ben, Bpoe, thanks for joining me.
Do you want me to do a quick shout out for the new Jersey Casual designs?
Yeah, go ahead. The Jersey Casual designs we have up under the shop tab on hockeyjerseyconcepts.com.
All right. Well, we have 2 new series from our good friend Steve, Sunday writer, comes out with new designs. We have 2 new sets for you. We have, if you remember or don't remember, but no, in the 1990s for the 75th anniversary of the NHL, the original 16s wore original 6 alternates, similar to but not exactly what they wore in the past. So we have Montreal, New York, Chicago, Boston, and all your favorites together in that series. Our other series, we are reaching out to you, the fans that do not live in NHL cities. We have minor league designs for the Iowa Wild. We have them for the Manitoba Moose. We have them for the Halifax Mooseheads. We have them for the Moncton Alpine, or the Malpine, as Ryan so lovingly calls them. We have the Cleveland Lumberjacks. And finally, we have the Calgary Hitmen, the original Bret the Hitman Hart jerseys. We also have the best of 1998, the best of recent outdoor jerseys, and designs for almost every NHL team, including some that don't even exist anymore.
Well, I'll definitely be picking up the Calgary Hitman design. That's an awesome design. We also have HJC stickers for sale. The ones that we gave away a free one this week to Jeff T. Don't forget to contact us, Jeff, and of course be looking out for that tweet. But if you don't like your chances of winning a free one, check them out. They're $2 Canadian on the site. That's also under the shop tab. We'd love to get your feedback on our podcast, so be sure to leave some comments wherever you find this podcast, or you can email us, concepts@hockeyjerseyconcepts.com. Let us know what you like, let us know what you don't like, and let us know how we all sound. If we sound like idiots, we want to know about it. If you like this podcast, be sure to share it through social media, however you can, Twitter, Facebook. Just get the word out. We'd love as many people as possible listening to the HJC podcast. If you know a jersey nerd, tell them about this podcast. Let them listen.
Just copy the link of the podcast. Go paste it in the Pornhub comments.
There you go. Get some people listening to the podcast. That's all we got for you this week. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you again next week. And that's it.